I'm about to feed them to the sharks right now. Get them hype right now. Yeah. You know the ground is up. Yeah. Everybody that trains, you know the game. Yeah. So let's get it. Slap it up, bump it, and roll. Hey. Yeah, that's the way that it goes. Ain't no better way to better yourself in this game. You're feeling the growth. That's time on the mat. We put in the work. Believe it ain't easy, I know. But we train for the love of the game, the love of the art. Now slap it up, bump it, let's roll.
Welcome to episode 67 of the BJJ Campaign podcast. My name is Jeff Boone. I'm an A3 blue belt, 3 stripes.
Phil Kors, A2 blue belt, 2 stripes.
Phil sitting across from me in his sweatpants and BJJ Campaign.
And a flannel.
And a flannel. Look, very, very fashionable.
And a Toro t-shirt.
Yeah.
Toro Cup.
Comfortable with t-shirts there.
I don't remember. It's the red one, but I don't remember which Toro Cup this was.
Yeah. Been to plenty. So the new look is sweatpants instead of chinos?
I left the house in a hurry.
Okay.
I didn't have time for belts or zippers.
They do take a lot of time. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Lacing them and all that. It's good 15 seconds more. But so, you know, in first disclosure, folks, we're not experts on jiu-jitsu or jiu-jitsu related items. We just like talking about it. That's why we do this podcast. And so Phil and I kind of discussed with some people who are good at jiu-jitsu and know what they're talking about with jiu-jitsu about the 6 moves that they would concentrate on the first 3 months.
Yeah.
So how did that go, Phil?
They were different. They were different moves.
We might be right. They might be right. We're not saying.
Yeah, it made sense.
But we're probably wrong.
So they went over things like, you know, break falling safely, how to shrimp and bridge, and how to stand up safely. All those are good ideas, but, you know, doesn't make for the most interesting conversation when you're, you know, just saying the thing that makes the most sense.
They're great ideas. Yeah. 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 And yeah. It's, I mean, talk about fundamental basic movements. Those are.
They kind of got to come first.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny because I was paired up with Kelly, new guy, last night. And you know, and it was funny because even before we had those conversations, I was telling him how important whenever we were doing the initial where we review technique and stuff, because I asked him, he'd only been to one class and he actually knew all of the moves in the one class. I was like, wow, that's really good. But also I said, is there anything with regards to the warm-ups where you know, like shrimping or any of that stuff where you're foggy on, because those are really important movements, you know? And he was like, no, I think I'll just get better at them as I do them. And agreed, you will, because we do those things every time. And maybe that's why we didn't, you know, maybe that's why we didn't think of it anyway, because they're going to do those fundamental movements every single class and warm up. Right.
And I was talking to you afterwards, and I was thinking probably a better wording of the question was, say, you know, the guy's got a brand new person's got to start a competition in 3 months, right?
Right.
So to win a competition and put him in the best possible situation, what would be like 6 techniques you would focus on? I think we just worded the question. Not a whole lot of thought went into the question before it was popped. So, you know.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
Shoot from the hip.
I think that one would have been a better one. And then my answer probably makes more sense.
Yeah, no, agreed. But for those out there, don't expect to win a competition in 3 months of training. That's not a reasonable expectation.
No, not really.
I mean, unless you're, you know, D1 wrestler that is really good and that sort of thing. But it's just not a reasonable.
Or you can just do those 6 moves really good.
Or the 6 moves really good. Yeah, it's true. Very good point.
That's all you need. But no, and I agree. I was talking last night about how the head coming forward on the shrimp was really important for one of the techniques we were going over from the class previous. I worked with the same guy twice in a row. So I was just going back over that stuff and how if your head is coming forward, you're making the next part of the move a lot easier on yourself versus just kind of shrimping and then, having to reach real far.
Mm-hmm.
Just little different details to all those things.
I mean, listen, and I don't take it for granted. I mean, I think John stresses it whenever we're doing it. And I really, in those warm-ups, I try to get better, shrimping, make sure your hips are up, make sure that both feet are on the ground, all those details are really important. And also all those details is what, of those fundamental movements is what makes the setups and the execution of whatever move that you're trying to do that's incorporating those basic movements work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just a lot of times there's questions asked about a technique, and the thing they say is it's like, all you're doing here is standing in base. All you're doing here is a bridge.
And it blows my mind every time.
It's always something. It's always one of the simple ones, like the hip switch of the standing in base and stuff. It's important.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu is easy. What they say, anyway.
Yeah.
And that's what all the really good people say. Mm-hmm. I say it's really hard. But yeah, so that's just wanted to kind of weigh in on that before we moved on. Again, I'm sure we'll be wrong plenty of other times, and we'll go back and correct those errors as well.
Yeah. I should have been more pushy about a fun answer as well.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll ask. We'll get that question better.
Follow up to the follow up.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Phil, what is your? And I'm asking this. I'm just setting this up because last night was my favorite lesson of all lessons, and I'll go over what we did in it. But do you recall in our lesson plan what your favorite lesson is?
No. There's been more moments where I saw a technique in class that I've never put together and that stand out, specifically with like a technical mount back take or just a simple collar choke from technical mount that have really made my life a lot easier.
Yeah, that would have been my answer before last night. Because and maybe it's because the curriculum's been reworked or whatever, but just that the lesson last night was single leg to half guard, pass to mount, to if they block the mount, half guard pass where you do the knee slice, and then Kimura finish. I love that lesson. Mm-hmm. That's like the Jeff Boone competition roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
no. I do like the lessons that tie everything together. I always have, because transitions never made sense to me at first. It was so difficult of seeing what do I do next. So just that, here is a situation start to finish that all ties together has always been more fun for me, because it started piecing things together for me before I could do it.
Yeah. No, that was so much fun. And whenever you get the details and tie it all, and you know what? It's so funny because every time, and I think it's every time on that lesson too, whenever you're doing that half guard pass to mount, it's so important to stretch that person out. I always forget that detail whenever I'm live rolling. I get the underhook, you know what I mean? But really I don't really stretch them out whenever I'm going to that, because most of the time I'm usually, even though I'm going for that mount, I will do the knee cut pass on the other side, because they usually shrimp out, and they usually shrimp out because I haven't done a good job stretching them out, right?
I use my head a lot on that, because I look for that passing the arm over before I even go to finish the pass, to the mount.
So you can get the head and arm. Yeah.
Or just the arm across for whatever.
For seatbelt or for gift wrap or taking it back.
The one that stood out to me last night that I don't think I do is walking the person back to the middle to flatten them back out. I feel like I've made other adjustments with compromises to my base and whatnot to work on getting the arm deep for the shoulder pressure, because I try to reach for the armpit. I feel like I kind of work harder than I should to get that in.
Mm-hmm. No, agree.
So that one
That's a great
out.
detail.
I was trying to work that a little bit last night, and then into the positional drilling class afterwards was all half guard last night, which was awesome. And I was trying to get into that position and focus on walking them back to flatten them out.
Yeah. Yeah. And, it was great to see everybody after the holidays. It was funny. I had a conversation with Mike, handsome Mike, good hair. Mm-hmm. I'm jealous. It was funny, Mike. I was like, "Hey, man, I hadn't seen you in a long time. Good to see you, whatever." And it was funny because he said, "Yeah, man, I haven't been in 2 weeks." I was like, "Whoa, really?" With the holidays, it's we had plenty of open mats and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I made some bad decisions over the holidays and whatever." He's like, "But I'm back getting after it." And I think that's an important lesson for everybody to hear, right? Because he's enthusiastic about jiu-jitsu, and he's going to, if he stays with it, he's going to be very good. He's really committed to it. But I think that's important for everybody to kind of, if you struggled over the holidays getting in, whether it be that you guys weren't open, or you were eating Christmas cookies and drinking eggnog, substitute whatever it is you drink in for eggnog. There's always, everybody's always happy to see you back on the mats, no matter if it's a 2-week break or if it's a 2-month break or a 2-year break.
Molly said you gave her a funny look when you saw her.
Yeah, I did.
She thought that was funny.
Yeah.
She barely made it in last night because somebody was working at the house. So I told Charlie before class, I'm like, I think she's going to be a few minutes late. But she struggling to get back in too. So
yeah, no, but that's the important thing. I mean, I was happy. I was glad to see her there. I mean, I think it's important for everybody who starts training to continue the training and just to realize those benefits of what jiu-jitsu gives. So it just, if you're out there, you're struggling, you're like, oh man, I saw a post and it blew my mind. I think it was on the Blue Belt Mafia page. A guy said, I'm having a new baby and I have a 1-year-old. I'm taking 6 to 10 months off, and I'm going to do the Grappling, the Grappling Industries World Championships because it's free in 10 months.
Yeah.
Suggestions. And everybody's like, don't stop training. Don't take 6 to 10 months off.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. And, then he kind of went on to say, hey, I'm also going to go to open mats or whatever. But, God, that's just a horrible plan. Can you imagine planning to take 6 to 10 months? I guess some people can do it. I don't know, but I just can't imagine that.
What's the last thing you took 10 months off of doing?
Probably something I don't do today.
Yeah.
Mountain biking. Yep. Never do that.
Yeah. Probably because you got hurt or something, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. No, I don't know. That's terrible plan. I saw that.
Yeah. We pretty much just lurk on there because
I mean, like, what are you gonna do? Just take 10 minutes off, go get destroyed in competition because you haven't been training, and then really want to train more? I mean,
no, that's never what happens.
So, good luck.
I don't know. Maybe he's going to watch YouTube videos and just sink it all in. Just let it all sink in, right? That's not a bad plan, right? 6-10 months of YouTube videos.
I saw somebody post on there and be like, I gave up watching sports. Is there maybe anything else you can do?
I saw that. And I like that response.
Suggestion.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to need a 2-hour window here or there to do something for yourself.
And listen, he's got a 1-year-old and a new one on the way. He's going to need some sanity, and he's going to need to get away for a little while at some point in time. Make a deal. Say, hey, you get 2 hours, I get 2 hours. Here you go. Mm-hmm. Do that 2 days a week. Even if you do 2 days a week, right? Even
anything,
right? Don't stop. So, our public service announcement, I don't know. Those forums, they get me sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I used to I used to find them really interesting, but they're all the same questions over and over again.
They just get recycled.
Yeah.
All of those questions.
What are your thoughts on gi versus no gi?
I
I can only train once a week. How do I become a world champion?
You don't.
What workout program would you do with jiu-jitsu?
I wouldn't train once a week.
These are the same questions. They're always the same questions.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Gi versus no-gi is stupid. If you're a no-gi person, fine. Train no-gi. I don't care. Whatever you want to do. But both are important. Both are important for offense and defense for different reasons.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on gi versus no-gi? I know we're getting into no-gi a lot more this year.
Yeah. I'm a no-gi guy now.
Oh my God. Wow. That came out of nowhere.
No, I think both are important. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
it's an evolution in your thought process.
Yeah. I think I use the gi I rely on the gi too much on a lot of different things. That's what I was telling you. I wanted to work on the no-gi stuff.
6 months ago?
A year ago.
Yeah.
I was going to compete last year, no-gi, remember?
Yeah. Speaking of competition, you're going to compete here next weekend.
Yeah.
And you're going to do no-gi next weekend. Mm-hmm. You're not? No.
No, that was the first time I actually thought about it, though.
Oh, you thought about doing
yeah.
no-gi?
No, I want to do, I'm going to do the 2 divisions again.
Over 30.
Adult and executive division. And there's already enough people, so I should have at least 3-4 matches.
Good. And people that you already know, that you've already went against, that you.
I believe the guy I lost to last time. Yeah, I believe he signed up. I didn't verify, and I get confused with the names. But
was he the ankle lock guy?
No, he Ezekiel'd me from top half.
Oh, that guy. Okay, yeah. He's the one that said that's the only thing I got.
Yeah, he apologized after he beat me, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Stop it."
that was hilarious. That's great.
He's like, "Sorry, I'm a one-trick pony." I was like, "Who cares?" I was like, that was funny.
So whatever you go out on the mat with him this time, just be stare him straight in the eye and be like, "You're not going to Ezekiel choke me this time."
Yeah. Everybody's going for that. My goal is to not get single legged, but we'll see. But yeah, no-gi. I think I will do one this year. I think I'm going to too. I just didn't sign up for one. I've not done it yet, and we'll see how it goes. I want to see how this goes. I just know I was really spent last time.
Yeah.
By the time I got to that last match, I was very, very tired. Been working on. I just feel like if I get a lot better at jiu-jitsu, I won't have to try as hard, and then I won't be tired. That's my thought.
For sure, yeah.
But I want to focus on gi competition, and I didn't want to wear myself out before the gi one starts because no gi's first. Mm-hmm. I'll do it though.
Yeah, no, I think and maybe next time you do you're do executive and then no gi. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my assumption is because I'm gonna do. Try to do more local stuff this year. They're not all going to have people. And I believe if it looks like I'm going to be merged in a bracket or only have 1 or 2 matches at the most, that would be a good time to branch out into the no-gi to get more matches.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
It's the excuse I'm going with.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good plan. What else have you done? Anything else special with your regards to competition preparation or anything?
We are Supple Leopards now.
I mean, we're becoming Supple Leopards.
That's a new addition to our training because you've been dying for the last year. I have as well.
It's not been a year.
What's funny is I complain nonstop, and I was thinking about this leaving here I don't know if it was last time or the time before. You were asking about injuries, and I was like, no, I have none. I complain every day about something. I forgot about the whole chest thing I had going on with the ribs and the chest. Yeah. I totally forgot about that. That's not been a thing that was killing me for 2 months. It is gone now.
That's good. Yeah.
But I just thought that was funny. But anyway, due to the fact that I've been dying every day and Jeff is almost dead, we got into the Supple Leopard, becoming a Supple Leopard book.
Kelly Starrett is the author of that book. And just an overview for those of you out there, it's a book on movement, on proper body mechanics. I think it's really, and Matt was telling me that it's required text in the physical therapy realm whenever he was going through school and stuff. I don't know if it was required text, but he had it whenever he was in school, and I think he's even got the latest edition because there were some changes in it.
It does a good job of, like, an idiot can understand it, you know? Like,
precisely.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about what I'm reading, like, and I'm not smart with that stuff.
And it has a lot of pictures, which
really, I love the pictures.
I like.
They got arrows
pictures
and stuff. It makes it very easy.
Totally easy. I find myself sometimes though when on those pictures, I'll take my hand and try to expand them, like making them bigger, blowing them up on the page. That doesn't work, by the way. Yeah, doesn't work.
I should look into that.
Anybody. But no, that it's great information, and I think gosh, my body mechanics, bracing, posture has been so poor for so long that this is and also our buddy Russell, he's been doing this for a long time, and these kids make fun of him for his posture and stuff, but he's like, I don't care. I think he's 78 years old and doing jiu-jitsu. I think he's not 78. He's like 58.
Okay.
He doesn't look it, folks. He doesn't look it at all. But yeah, so
I was about to be really impressed.
I know, right? Russell's twisted steel and sex appeal. He's jacked at his age, and always been really fit. But yeah, so he kind of turned us on and actually got me the book for Christmas, which was super nice of him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it gives nice movements and corrective things that you can do in your day to day. Like me, I sit at the desk and I'm doing emails and stuff for hours on end. So don't do that. Do good posture whenever you're sitting. Take time to get up out of your seat. Every hour for at least 5 minutes. Get up out of your seat.
Thinking about how you're sitting and standing up, and the bracing and stuff was interesting to me because as he's describing it, it's very similar to how I learned to use the hips in someone else's closed guard. And he shows the weakness that starts like the chain effect in your body when you put your head down, and how that breaks the chain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I can't relay the information very good, but all I'm saying is it does relate to jiu-jitsu, obviously. So that's how, how I interpret everything and look through that lens, but it's very, very helpful so far.
Well, 100% in the bracing and the correct body position. What he's giving us is a recipe for the strongest positions that we can have with our body in jiu-jitsu to make those, whether you're applying it to frames or anything, having your spine braced and in alignment, you're going to be stronger than if it's not. Mm-hmm. And your spine starts obviously at the base of your skull and your cervical spine. So if your head's drooped, that's gonna create weakness everywhere. So yeah, there's. I think I watched. I think it was a YouTube video on just. And I'll have to look that up. Maybe we'll post that. But the YouTube video on just showing the correct alignment whenever you're the strongest in the different positions on YouTube in jiu-jitsu, which kind of goes along with that whole becoming a supple leopard. And I think it's important. It's probably not something you're going to think about all the time whenever you're doing it, because there's dynamic emotions. But I think that in the basic positions and bracings and escapes and frames, I think that it really comes into play in that strength and making sure that your spine's braced, your hips are forward. Yeah,
and other things like my head is always down. Like it's just a habit that's been terrible, and it happens when I look at my phone. It happens when I'm on the computer, and like it's affected my neck and upper back. It gets uncomfortable. I wear that posture stretching brace thing, and that stretches it out, and that feels pretty good. But it would just be better if I would just fix the posture, and then I wouldn't have to worry about all the other stuff. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I really like the book because it's kind of giving, if your shoulder hurts, there's 5 things that are probably going on, and they all need to be looked at. Because if you just stretch your shoulder, you're not fixing the problem.
Right. So
I really like that.
The other point that you really liked in the book was he didn't believe in stretching.
Stretching is stupid. I've been saying that for years.
Expand.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's boring, doesn't feel good, hurts. Takes forever.
I don't know if I agree with that, but he's a lot smarter than me, so I'm not gonna make a counterpoint just yet.
Yeah, I think his thing was just it doesn't fix anything to just put the muscle or joint or whatever in the end range of motion and then just sit there and hope something happens. It's more about actively fixing
correcting
it. Yeah.
No, it's a great book. I'm gonna into it. The great thing about it is if you've like me with the pinched nerve and C5, it's really helped me in supplementation of what I'm doing for physical therapy and getting adjusted and stuff. So it's given me that to kind of, if nothing else, to focus on doing something that I feel like I'm doing to make myself better. And I'm sure it is, but whether it is or not, it's just empowering me to do something about it, make me feel like, okay, this is
better to do that than just sit in the chair. So
right. In poor position. For sure. So yeah, highly recommend it. That it's called Becoming a Supple Leopard, and it's by Kelly Starrett, Dr. Kelly Starrett. So if you're out there, you're looking for something for somebody's birthday for jiu-jitsu, maybe that's something you want to give.
So that's been my newest plan, is to see if that can help recover faster, feel better, maybe not need to recover as much because I feel better anyway. Which will just allow me to train more.
And two, he says it in the introduction, is 15 minutes a day to correct the 23 hours and 45 minutes of the rest of the day that you're maybe not doing the best thing with your posture and bracing, is all it takes to work on things if you're healthy and stay healthy. So I don't think that's too much to ask. 15 minutes a day, whether you're rolling with purpose, that was not rolling, doing the foam roller with purpose, or whatever other exercises that you're doing that he shows in the book, depending on your archetype of your body and what you have a predilection to do wrong, so 15 minutes a day can be all it takes to take that. I've been doing a little bit more than that because I've been injured, but I definitely see my injury getting better, obviously due to the physical therapy that Matt's been given and Blake's adjustments and stuff, but it's definitely getting better. Last night felt like the first night that I'd trained in probably at least a month where I felt back to normal, even though it maybe is just back to a new normal for now, so it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's good. I think I dealt with toe issues for a while and a chest issue and stuff, and then all of a sudden you don't have to deal with it anymore, and then you just instantly take it for granted again that you just feel fine after training.
Right. And then so what you're saying is you won't do the 15 minutes a day, or you will?
I wasn't even thinking about that yet. I was just thinking about how I've been feeling pretty lucky that I really haven't been dealing with all too much.
Yeah.
I mean, lately. And so anyway,
knock on wood.
I hope that adds to it and makes it better.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And so late last night, Schluter sent us a YouTube video. The guy who did, well, he put it in that he wanted to do a year's worth of training in a month. And granted, that was a little bit of, I think, clickbait.
Yeah, I saw the article. So I guess I didn't watch the video because
it was pretty good. It was pretty good. He was filming. So he wanted to do 52 training sessions in 30 days.
Yeah.
And what struck me in the video, it's funny. It showed him like he filmed, each of the sessions, just put little clips and put it together. It was like 16-minute video. That's, by the way, folks,
it's too long.
Public service announcement.
Yeah.
If you're going to send a video, make it 2 minutes or less. Okay.
Yeah,
I can't keep, although it did keep my attention. Like I fast forwarded through like the middle 7 minutes of
15
it.
minutes. Yeah.
No, 7 minutes. 7 minutes of it and went on. But it's so funny because I saw him and like his arm, he was in an arm bar whenever he was rolling and his arm was basically hyperextended. And then after he was like, yeah, my elbow's a little sore. I'm like, duh. but he got through it. It was funny, and dude, he looked a lot skinnier after too. Like from when he started to when he finished.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah,
but doing 2 and 3 sessions a day. At different places, and he was bike riding to all these sessions. I was like, "This is crazy."
Oh wow!
But he got through it. I just thought it was interesting. I don't know that I'd ever try to do 2 to 3 sessions a day for 30 days straight, but whatever. It was actually a pretty fun article.
You could do it.
Maybe.
Imagine if Origin had beds. You know what I mean? That's basically what it is.
Oh wait, we got 3 sessions a day for 8 days.
Yeah, you could do it. You
that's
just
24 sessions.
You just need a bed.
We were already halfway there in 8 days.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. Maybe we did August. I might have got in 50 sessions in August. We got to go back and check the
it
training
depends.
log.
How do you count the classes? Do you count each individual class, or do you count times per week?
No. He counted each individual class.
Okay.
Yeah, it was training. Yeah, I mean, I think that's reasonable to count every class. Again, he was counting privates too.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think that's.
Can I count YouTube videos?
No.
Damn it.
Nope.
Thought I had
it didn't show him. It's training session number 32. Watching YouTube did not show that. Did not show that. Something exciting in watching jiu-jitsu, and it's on, I think, UFC Fight Pass, and that's the Chael Sonnen has the Submission Underground events. I can't remember which one he's on now, but something I'm very excited. In February, it was going to be Craig Jones and Gordon Ryan from the last Submission Underground. They do tag team matches. Mm-hmm. And you've seen the tag team matches.
Yeah,
right?
a few of them.
I think, and maybe I'm wrong, it's the most exciting format for watching jiu-jitsu. It's, first off, it's no gi. The format is, I think they were doing, I think it was 8 minutes, eight or 10 minutes. I can't remember which. But, they were in a cage, an octagon. Well, I don't know if it was an octagon, but in a cage, and which has a different dimension to it as well, because if you get up against the cage, you can be in real trouble on getting out and all of that positionally. But also some strategy involved, because you have 3 seconds in between the tag where you can basically double team the one person. So if you're in your side, your corner, because you each have a corner, you have to hold your hand against the cage, and you can tag them anywhere, on the foot, on the hand, anywhere. But if you have that person in a compromised position and you tag out, they've got 3 seconds to take over that compromised position to get the submission, right? So pretty interesting in that respect. And so it's obviously Gordon Ryan is not competing anymore, and so he dropped out of it. It's going to be Craig Jones and Nick Rodriguez against Vinny Magales and Kyle Bohm from 10th Planet. And I think he is like, I'm not sure. He's really good at jiu-jitsu. I think he's like at 3rd place in the no-gi worlds or something like that.
Okay.
But so should be your,
Is that on that? What is that on?
UFC Fight Pass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, with the UFC and stuff, ESPN taking over the rights, the Fight Pass has kind of dwindled a little bit. Although now they're kind of doing stuff, showing old fights or showing recent fights on there to kind of keep that up. A lot of people might not subscribe to Fight Pass.
ESPN bought it?
ESPN bought the rights to UFC for coverage.
Who used to have it?
Well, it was Spike, then it was
like Fox or something.
Yeah, Fox.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was it Fox? I can't remember, but I know it was Spike at one point in time. But yeah, that's maybe another reason to keep. I've always had the UFC Fight Pass. I think I love it. I think that they do the Submission Underground, the Eddie Bravo Invitationals on there. They've got a lot of different grappling stuff on there too. So So it's something that makes it more interesting for me, and I think it's something that that it's going to be an interesting match. I think it's going to be fun, and I think it's going to be super competitive with that match. I especially with that tag team match, and I think having strategy is going to be very important.
I'm all for them doing whatever to get more people watching. I mean, it's hard to watch jiu-jitsu competitions sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, agreed. And I think
if I don't know the people, I have a hard time getting into it.
No, agreed. And it's like it or not, it's not the most exciting a lot of times. I think the no-gi format is certainly more exciting than the gi format, which breaks my heart, but it is true. And I think that, just looking at this and the action in the tag team grappling events, even if you didn't do jiu-jitsu and like maybe you were an MMA fan, this seems like you would like it. I don't know because I like MMA and
I think it depends why you watch. People are just there for knockouts. They don't care.
Well, yeah, but they're.
I would imagine it's most people that watch.
No, I don't think it's most people. Maybe it is. That's disappointing if it is.
I mean, that's why I used to watch.
You were unsophisticated, Phil.
I was like, let's see how this guy can murder this other guy in the cage, because I didn't know anything. And I was like,
would you boo whenever they went to the ground?
No, I'd fast forward.
You're terrible. You're part of the problem.
I know.
You were, not now.
That's the way it is. I don't think anybody can appreciate how hard it is unless they try it.
Yeah. That's probably true. That is probably true.
It does seem like people should just stand up.
Yeah. Well, that's what Derek Lewis did to...
yeah, he's good at that.
To get rid of that Americana from that one dude. That was interesting.
Yep.
But yeah, so really excited for that. I think Chael Sonnen's onto something with this submission on the ground. I think he's a great promoter of everything and interesting.
Well, he's always been like the kind of guy that was controversial, right?
Always,
he
yeah.
intentionally piss people off so they watch.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. I think he's on. I really do think he's on something here with this. I would say maybe get a little better quality ring girl though next time.
Oh, it's bad. Is it him?
It's not good. But that's not that important. What else, Phil? Anything else you think of?
Did you watch that podcast I sent you with the Chris Howder? And I believe
Matt Thornton.
Yeah. I didn't finish it, but I made it pretty decent amount in. Did you watch any of that?
I did not, but I've heard both.
You probably saw what I was going to bring up anyway.
I've heard both Chris Howder and Matt Thornton on the BJJ Brick podcast.
Okay. They touched on competitions and how they're not as interesting or whatever. And Chris's suggestion was to introduce one strike that can be used anytime.
Oh, yeah.
So punch, kick, whatever. And I mean, you get one. So it would always kind of bring that element of the realism and self-defense kind of back in, because if you're left wide open to it, nobody wants that.
I think that would be interesting. And by the way, Chris Howder, one of the original Dirty Dozen, first 12 black belts in America. So he's him and Matt Thornton, both very, very highly respected, reputable black belts. But yeah, I think that's interesting. I think, there goes the Berimbolo. There goes a lot of the just simply competition only things. I don't know, man. I don't like being hit. So I don't know if I'm in for that. But, we do the Ryan's class, which is a no-gi striking, sparring stuff, just to realize where you're compromised in in those positions. And I see it, I keep it in the back of my mind anytime that I'm rolling or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always protect against it because we are in a controlled environment. We're not doing any strikes for the most part.
I hit you in the head last night.
That's true. You did. And I got kneed in the eye too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one. But yeah, I think it's an interesting format. And I think that, I think it would certainly change, the landscape of competition. But I don't know. Do you think they'd ever do that?
Probably not.
No.
I feel like most people don't want to get punched.
Right. That's why we grapple.
Yeah, or they would do MMA anyway. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot more interesting because, like,
totally agree.
If people were setting up for like a knockout kind of slap or whatever, or palm strike or whatever in the middle of a guard pass or something, and kind of open up the back and move things along.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, agreed. By the way, palm strike's a much better name than slap, even though it is a slap.
Mm-hmm.
Palm strike sounds more masculine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Palm slap.
Slap him.
Slap him in the face. And I think that's part of the reason why I don't like the UFC as much. Like I watch it now and then, but it's not really that interesting for me. But I don't really know anything about boxing. I think they kind of touched on it, and I've heard other people. I think like Firas Zahabi last time he was on Joe Rogan talked about it, and he was like, there's rounds, so all you have to do is survive the 2-3 minutes, and you're gonna stand back to where you want to go. So if you get really good at defending takedowns and not dying, immediately on the ground, then you have the advantage. And if somebody has to work 3.5 minutes to get a takedown, I mean, how often in a 5-minute round do you have to work 2-3 minutes to pass somebody's guard and settle before you can attack? And then I think it's stupid that they just stand back up.
Yeah, no. For us, just for the context for the audience, he was saying that you should start in the second round in the position that you finished in.
And they suggested, I think, a lot of things that would make it more interesting, of not knowing if it was going to be in like an elevator sized room, if it was going to be on like a football field where if you want to run the guy across or whatever, then you do it. And 1 15-minute round, I think they talked about, and
well, that was the old Pride way. Pride would do the first round 10 minutes, and then the second round was 5, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, and I think the UFC would have its place because it's built a fan base and things like that. But I also think having some sort of secondary option to watch something like that, that would be more appealing to me, because you have to train for everything versus, obviously there's a lot of stuff in MMA to train for. There's a million different things people can do, but I don't know. I think that would open it up more, and the game plans wouldn't be so
prescriptive.
Yeah. They seem to be pretty similar now.
Yeah. No, you're right. They were talking about changing the judging system for MMA because they use the antiquated boxing system, the 10-point must system for that. I thought that was an interesting conversation.
Yeah. With a little bit that I know about the UFC, the judging seems to be universally disliked.
Yes.
I don't think anybody thinks it's a good idea.
There's no one that says it's perfect or even good for that matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, Phil, anything else?
What are you going to do next week to get better? What's on the agenda? What's this week's focus of the month?
This week's focus? This week's focus of the month. It's still going to be all the pathways to the back. I'm still liking that. I think, and I was telling you earlier, it's getting harder. We did the half guard stuff last night, and it's getting harder and harder because everyone is getting better. Like there was no one there was giving up that underhook and half guard to where you can get to the back. Like I had to really work to set it up if I wanted to get it, which is great because that then makes all of us better. Right. So I think that really, and this actually has been a kind of a persistent thing for me, is that all pathways to the back and the transitions as well, and smoother transitions, more transitions. Again, that's what I see. The better people at jiu-jitsu, what they're really good at is transitioning from one position to another, especially like neon belly, side control, north south, taking the back. Those things I think is really what I'm focusing on for my training. How about you?
The back, half guard the back.
Yeah. Back's fun,
rewatching some stuff. I didn't finish the whole back system.
Yeah.
But I kind of went back.
16 hours in the back system.
I went back and rewatched some of the stuff I already saw, and I've seen some stuff because I was having issues with hands. People have too many hands.
Yeah.
They're in the way
Everywhere.
So.
Well, and and Danaher was also saying, and he did this on an Instagram post the other day too, is listen, if you can control that dominant position, the submission is going to open up at some point in time. So the better you are at controlling that position, which is another focus, obviously, that we've both been on for a while. I think we're both getting better at that, controlling that position, right? And keeping it, but yeah, the longer that you have them in that danger position, the better you're going to get at it, and you're going to get those tricks whenever you're, those techniques that you can get to get their arm down by their side, so you can trap them with the leg. So yeah, it's really good. Well, very good, Phil. Tell the folks in the audience, if they so choose to support us, how they can do it.
BJJ Campaign podcast.com. There's a store. There's sweatshirts, rash guards, t-shirts, patches, or all of them. YouTube, Facebook, the Facebook group, and share the podcast with a friend.
Yes. And folks, if you're not out there doing something to make yourself better each and every day, get out there and do it. Phil and I choose jiu-jitsu. We hope you do too.
I'm about to feed him to the sharks right now. Get him hype right now. Yeah. You know the ground is up. Yeah. Everybody that trains, you know the game. Yeah. So let's get it. Slap it up, bump it, and roll. Hey. Yeah, that's the way that it go. Ain't no better way to better yourself in this game. You're feeling the growth. That's time on the mat. We put in the work. Believe it ain't easy, I know. But we train for the love of the game, the love of the art. Now slap it up, bump it, let's roll.